News is your local election headquarters. Prop 50 is starting California Republicans. 17's Vincent DeMonte joins us now in studio to break down how the measure is leading to political chaos for the GOP.
Yeah, some California Republicans have been redistricted out of their seats for 2026. Many will have to battle against other Republicans for the remaining red seats in the Golden State. But for districts like David Valadeo's here in Kern, it has gone from being a tight race to a razor-thin one.
California has 52 members of Congress, 45 Democrats and 9 Republicans. But after Tuesday's special election, the number of Republicans that make up that California coalition could go from 9 to 4.
There were about 5 seats that were very impacted by Prop 50. Of those 5 seats, I would say with some degree of confidence, 2 or 3 of them would have probably gone Democratic this cycle anyway. It's very common for the president in office to his party to give back seats outside a presidential election.
This map shows how California's congressional districts looked as of 2020. The Democrat-held seats are in blue and the Republicans in red. The image on the right is the newly adopted map after the passing of Prop 50 that will last until 2030. Several Republican seats have been completely redrawn or include new areas that may help Democrats win the seats. In Kern County, Vince Fong and David Valadeo represent the majority of the Golden Empire. Vince Fong's seat will remain relatively untouched after the new map takes effect. In a fiery statement earlier this week, Vince Fong ripped the passing of Prop 50. He said in part, quote, "I will continue to stand up to Gavin Newsom and be an advocate for the millions of forgotten Californians who have had their voices silenced. The fight for California is just the beginning," end quote. According to the Cook Political Report, an independent, nonpartisan online publication that analyzes federal elections, David Valadeo's congressional seat is now a complete toss-up. Eslick spoke on how redistricting will impact the race.
That being said, some of these competitive seats, and I think Congressman Valadeo is probably the best example of this, his seat has traditionally been a very Democratic seat. So as this seat has been redrawn, it's pulled into parts of Fresno County, it's kind of going back to what it was just a few cycles ago. So I'd say it's still very competitive.
In a statement from Valadeo's re-election campaign office, they said in part, quote, "Congressman Valadeo's approach to running for re-election hasn't changed because of Tuesday night's election results and remains the same as the day he took office. Independent leadership that puts the Central Valley first, not any political party." Eslick shares if the Prop 50 vote was a referendum on the Trump administration.
I think it is a referendum on the president's agenda so far. So I hope they go back and kind of reconsider what they're doing and think a little bit about the fact that many Republican voters that came out for the presidential election did not turn out last week.
Now, California Republicans have been fighting back since the passing of Prop 50 on Tuesday. The California GOP has filed a lawsuit claiming Prop 50 is unconstitutional. It is unlikely to move forward.